Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. Igama langu Zikhona, aka your lady Z, your rich aunt. Guys, this morning before Nenze this video, I was thinking to myself, Guti, how about I do a different introduction and be like, welcome to your TV presenter, your best podcaster, your award winner, your Oscar award winner, your best television presenter, or whatever you call it. Because I believe whatever that you declare upon our lives comes to existence. So I really believe Uguti one day I will actually be there. I don't know when, but I actually believe Uguti one day even when I'm of being on radio. Radio actually, I see TV, I like it, I love TV shows, but radio is in the core of my heart. But anyway, without any further ado, thank you guys so much for tuning into this video. If you are a new subby, thank you so much for bumping into this video. Welcome to the family. We really do have fun here. And if ever you are a returning subby, I see you, child. Thank you so much. I think I don't even need to say, because I'm sorry, I couldn't upload, because I think you get me by now. Like I upload whenever I want to upload. Consistent, but I will be consistent because based on the type of work that God wants me to do, I will be now consistent in terms of posting, because there's a little project that I'm actually kind of doing. So, but I'll talk about that project in a separate video when everything is going to be out for publicity. I will talk about it. I will explain to people, because even in the questions that I'm going to answer here, I do get those questions, people asking me about the project and all of that. So I think I'll also take that opportunity when I do that introduction video to make sure that I outline everything out. But thank you so much for tuning in. So I will be doing questions you guys have asked me. I've been getting repeated questions, so I then decided to write on my platforms. If you have any questions that you want to ask me, please do that. So I do have my questions that people ask me on Facebook via inbox. I have people that ask via WhatsApp as well. So I will be reading out those questions and answer. One thing that I vowed when I started this podcast was that I want to, I don't know why I call it a podcast, but let's say maybe I have to get used to that. But when I started the sit downs, when this conversations, or my YouTube channel, I wanted a space whereby I'll be authentic. I'll speak the raw truth. But with that said, I'll only share things that I'm comfortable to talk about. So if I feel like I'm not comfortable to talk about something, or I'm not comfortable to answer a question, I'll kindly tell you, guys, I'm not really comfortable to answer the question, and I'll really pause, because I'll probably have reasons why I am not comfortable to answer the question. But regardless of that, I'll try to make sure with all the questions that you ask, I definitely answer to the core or to the best of my ability. I don't know what wants to waste your time, guys. I can see it's already 3 minutes. Today I decided to be very simple. I always stress myself about these YouTube videos. What am I gonna wear? What hairstyle? What that? I'm like, Bobby, just wear your simple dress and sit down, have a glass of water. I almost say a glass of wine. Woo! Fire! A glass of water. And then, guys, I'm actually able to start our conversations on. But I'll start with the quick questions that I got from Facebook. I felt like there are more of icebreaker before I go to these other questions of yours, guys. I never started all of your questions, but I screenshot them so that pendula. But without the browser, I felt my questions are a little bit heavy, but I'll try to answer to the best of my ability. But let me just try with this one first quickly. It's Elena. Whom did you last say I love you? My sister. I'll be very quick. The most annoying personal people in your life was squash no mafaka. They can be very annoying. Your favorite color? I love peach. I love pink. I love peach. I love pink. I love all the cute colors, but peach and pink, specifically blush pink, it always gets into my eyes. And then what do you regret the most? Trusting too much. Who was the last person that you had a deep conversation with? My 3 friends. I don't even call them friends, I call them my sisters in Christ. We actually had a conference call, and we really had to sit down because it's a big pishlik. So we have to sit down and have really, really deep conversations because I just needed someone else's perspective. So those sisters of mine. Is there someone that you would die for? My family. Do you want to get married? I'll answer this question while I'm answering the other questions because I did get this question, even the questions that I got from the inbox. Are you afraid of the dark? Not really, but I am, but not really. Yes, I am. Let me not lie. I'm afraid of the dark. Why? Because I just strong. Yes, I'm afraid of the dark. Do you play any sports? I used to. I love sports, but because of my condition, I can't really play sports. Before I got sick, then got into jogger because I couldn't get in netball around, so I like jogging. But no, I can't do jogging as well. I can't do any sports, so I just. Have you ever been into a physical fight? Yes, I had, but I was still younger. Bang shy. So, bang mura. So ever since that day, I never got into a physical fight. I just go to a verbal fight, but not physical one. What time do you usually go to bed? Around 8ish, but I probably sleep around 10. It depends though. It depends. If I'm tired because of the type of work that I'm currently doing, I like doze off around 7. But if not, around 10ish, I go to bed. Have you ever had fights with your parents? No, I haven't. Do we hate anyone right now? You guys, that's a very harsh word. Do we hate anyone right now? It's too deep. Oh, I'm not really sure. I'm not really sure. Hate, I think it's a very strong word, but I can say there are people that I'm not quite pleased with. Not really hate, but I'm not quite pleased. What makes you soft? Love. If you want to get the softest side of me, it's love. Utando conquers me. Tando and the word of God. Those things, they literally make me soft. Love and the word of God. Do you believe in love at first sight? Guys, all love at first sight. Instantly. I think I can say uNkulunkulu hlanganisa people ngendlela weird. So I can't really say it does not exist, but I think it does. Yes, I think I do believe in it because I do have a cute couple that I follow and their story was love at first sight. So I kind of believe in it. Do you believe in love at first sight? I'm not gonna pin love. Do you wanna change your life? That's very hectic. Why is questions like the icebreakers? Oopsie. Do you wanna change your life? Certain things about my life I really want them to change, but not my life altogether. But there's certain things that I'm really not happy about, and if I had to change them, I really would have changed them. Do you want to change your name? Nope. It's just that sometimes a little bit awkward and irritating, to be honest. When abantu besithi especially girls of Andabasensiwe, when people be like zikhona intombi. When people say zikhona intombi, sometimes it happens at that moment I was thinking of something. I was not really there in that moment. And when someone's saying zikhona, I literally almost like jump because and then only to find out and be like, ooh. Guys, why can't you say not like zikhona, because the minute is zikhona mina ngiyathuka guys, so but I really love my name. It's just that little thing that annoys me from time to time. What last song did you listen to? It's the song that God sent you to love. Because I'm reading the song like that. Do you want to have kids? Yes. Yes, I do want to have kids, even though I always say, I want to have triplets. I just want to get this pregnancy thing once and get done with it, and then just raise my children, because you are awesome. I don't see myself going like repeatedly into a labor room, as even again that one before. The best pet for you, it's a puppy. But when it becomes a dog, like a grown-up dog, I really don't. I'm not interested. Favorite day of the week? I don't know. Any day that I'm gonna sleep and just be with myself and my family and have good food and good vibes is the favorite day to me. Do you think someone hates you? Yes. It makes me happy without trying to be spiritual, but when I am in God's presence, like when I feel, I am in God's presence, I am soaked in the presence of God, I feel so happy, because that's where I feel more lighter. That's where I feel I have a space and a voice to say how I feel. And I also, what makes me happy is my family, and with also the good circle of people that God granted me with. They make me happy. Obviously, food does make me happy. When there's nice food, it makes me happy. As a result, I am cooking over there to pick my cow feet. Yeah, so much. So it takes longer so I really like nice food. It makes me happy. What makes you sad? Guys, in this pendulous questions, what makes you sad? It makes me sad when, obviously, I'm disconnected in the presence of God, but it makes me sad when I have to pretend to be someone that I'm not in order for people to be happy, or in order izinto zingabikho out of proportion. And it makes me sad when I cannot express fully myself. Yeah, I think that. What gets you easily anxious? It's the minute you say to me, hi Zikhona, we need to talk. Oh, I get anxious. I just lose it. I lose it. The minute you be like, you're connected to you, I get paranoid. I get like, what now? Like, what's gonna happen? You know, as a result, I always ask, I remember this last conference call that we had with my friends. They called me and be like, Zikhona, we need to set an appointment for 7 p.m. We need to talk. I was so anxious up until because I kept asking, is everything okay? And the little devil, they didn't want to tell me, only to find out which it's not that bad, but they wanted to address certain things. So I get a little bit anxious when you say those phrases, and when I sit down, I know where it comes from, and I actually think I need to deal with that because it's a little bit traumatic, the reason why they react anjalo. Are you employed? Yes and no. You know, I'm not quite sure what to say in this. It took me time to say to people who say I'm not employed, until God was like, but mina ngiqashile kule nto engikwenza yona, so what do you mean you're not employed? So I am employed. Ngaleyo ndlela. I'm studying, of course I am. What last time did you have a deep conversation with your parents? The time that I was about to resign, and we had to have a deep conversation, specifically with my mom. And we only had it over the phone, but my mom, she had to come all the way from Eastern Cape as up, and sat down and really had a deep conversation. Yeah, that was the deep conversation we had. And also, for a funeral, we really also have like a mini little deep conversation, because we were reflecting on actually the current situation that is happening. So we really did have a deep conversation. Would you dare to leave home? Nope. Can you speak another language? I think I do. Am I not speaking English? Is it another language? It's another language because I'm Xhosa, and I kind of fuffle isiZulu here and there. Do you think you are a nice person? Yeah, I think I do. Yeah, I think I do. I think I can be too nice sometimes. I think I can be too nice. Don't mistake me. I can be harsh at times. I can really be harsh at times. More proud about it, but in overall nutshell, I believe I'm a really nice person. I really believe I'm a nice person. The last food that you ever eaten, I baked yesterday because of load shedding. So I quickly did something small to bake, small ingredients that I saw on Facebook. I did that recipe, so I ate that this morning before Nkiambenge and again. I had a meeting at City Hall today, so before I went for that meeting, I had that. Angakadli manje. What is another question? Are you a soda person or a coffee person? None of the two, but I would choose coffee more than soda. Can you stay up until 24 hours? Yes. I'm a cross night. I ask for 24 hours. Do you miss someone in your heart? Oh, this is very heavy. Oh, child. Yeah, I think I do. If I can take a little bit of pride, I think I do. Do you ever think whatever you have now is enough? No, it's not enough. It's not enough. There's a lot that I'm still working on that I want, materialistically speaking, also spiritually speaking, and yeah, it's not enough. It's not enough. Woo! Guys, when it's an icebreaker, Lana. Jonga sana, these questions were a bit heavy. They were really heavy. And just like, this buzwe ngabantu apha. Ukwazi when this buzwe ngabantu apha ku WhatsApp wam. Those ones were a bit heavy. And it's only icebreakers. Let me just go into my. Whoa! I needed that. I'm not quite sure whether I should read people's names, but I'm thinking no, because abanye abantu that wrote me questions, they're a little bit personal. None is questions out. So I don't think and specifically because abanye abantu inbox, that means people wanted a privacy or they didn't want to be exposed, but they do want answers. My questions some are personal, some are just general questions. For my general questions, I really would love Bible scholars, people that have a information in terms of that particular question. Like to say, guys, not appeal to the best of my ability, but if ever feeling that to share anything behind, please do post your thoughts and your opinions. First question, this one, she was the first person who replied on those in the thing that said if you have any questions. Utigena, when are you getting married? You know, when I think of this question, I always say it's like someone asking you about when are you going to die. Again, we all know that we're gonna die, right? And we also have that at the back of our mind as Christians. So when Christ comes back, experience the physical death, right? And then wherever they are, right? So I always feel like if someone asks me, wow, when are you going to get married? It's a question whereby I'm like, you're actually asking me, when will I die? Because I do not know. I feel like as questions, when are you getting married? It's a male. Because you want to do that propose to us. You want again what are you thinking? No, because of A, B, and C, I'm thinking I'm not gonna get married now. Okay, I am in the process of saving for marriage. But if I find it a little bit tricky because you never know. I hope we can get a question here, babes. Sabona sisi, I hope you are pila. After usindisiwe waba kuyo i-relationship #umjolo okanye emva koba usindisiwe zange ungene emjolweni. Number one, ever since I got saved, ngasinzwa ngajoli anyways. So even after ngisindisiwe, I still remained ndingajoli. Umjolo is not one of those weaknesses that I have in the gospel. There's a lot of other things that enginama challenge kuzo, like my character, things like engisafisayo ukuthi uNkulunkulu angisize kuzo character wise, but umjolo is not really in the top list of the things that I am more concerned and more worried about. Not saying ukuthi akungithembi, ndike ngithemteke here and there, but it's not ayonto endigxeka kuyo kakhulu, ayonto endatheka kakhulu. Luthini uluvo lwakho nge-LGBTQT, gays and lesbians? Luthini uluvo lwakho? So what is my opinion, okay, on the things of the gays and lesbians? I'm not quite sure whether ubuza uba luthini uluvo lwam because ndithi ku-wrong okanye ndithi ku-right na, okanye ufuna ukova in overall yokuthi what do I think? It's a very tough question to answer. It's a very tough question and very sensitive question to answer. I always try to be non-judgmental in my scope of viewing izinto, but I know biblically God does not allow it. But where I stand, personally, I always want to know, Bana, what is the reason? Why did the person choose to be a lesbian? Why did the person choose to be gay? Is it something that, is it the trauma that umuntu adile nayo from childhood? Is it what's the cause? I always want to know the cause before I say my opinions. But I know, biblically speaking, God is really against that. But socially speaking, I always want to know about what's the cause for you. If you can't I really would want to, but it's a very tricky question to answer, to be honest, because you never know before they decide that. I hope I'm this time. Are you currently dating? If not, why? I think when you depend on the question before, deserve and even now in the gospel I am not. I think it was more of a conscious decision to me more than a church thing, and one later ukuthi ndingayenzi be church thing, ndiyenze be personal decision, because I traveled a lot, where not meaning ukuthi outside of the country, within the province, and especially outside of the country. If you find out churches where, or you find out churches, you find out born again Christians where they do have a boyfriend, they do drink, but they still are born again ngendlela yabo. And at the later stage they do get married. So if ever bendiyenze in a churchy way, bendizawuthi xa ndifika kwezo ndawo ndibe like ayike kuthi uthini, this is acceptable. But I just decided, it was just a personal decision, I just want to keep myself pure up until uNkulunkulu kanye God decides ukuthi I am getting married or not. I'm not keeping myself for marriage, I'm not keeping myself pure for marriage, but it's a decision that I decided to do. Secondly, I also think the decision got stronger when I saw consequences womjolo. When I saw abantu that close to me, or abantu that I worked with in terms of client base, not my colleagues, that I saw the stress they went under, I saw the frustration, I saw everything that they went under, and I was like, oh, I'm not ready for that. I'm not ready for that. Just simple thing. I don't like people that ask me about my phone. Oh, my phone, how I can do the phone. Can you just stick to the thing? What's our team? You know, you need to really be up to date with the updates, and I am not. I do want to update you, but I don't want to feel like I'm gun pointed to do that. So that's the reason. Not that's the reason, but that's part of the reason that I decided I'm not going to do that. When was the last time you ever dated? It's a tricky question, right? Because I'm not quite sure when was the last time you ever dated. Ucho date that leads to the bedroom. Okanye ucho date lo sasiwenza singabantwana ukuthi umuntu akufune and uthi wena ndikuvumile. If ubuza leyo mjolo lo, because I never had umjolo proper. The only mjolo that I had was the one that I was doing with Standard 5. And this guy, I think I also said it was out of pressure. He actually listens to my YouTube. I hope he does not comment in nonsense here, but he does listen to my he does listen to my YouTube. I mean, he does follow me on my Facebook. We are quite good friends. But we did date when we were doing Standard 5. And the reason for me to date when we were doing Standard 5 was because my circle of friends were dating at that particular time. So I vumat the guy, and after school, then because I've always been like a girl that has been all over, like I've been doing less good in some, like both high school and primary. So, and I was still in primary at that time. So guy, because of the fight guys outside, like people buy up, yeah. And we are standing and I'm like, hey, you're not doing anything. I'm just supposed to be kissing you or something. Like, I'm just supposed to be doing something, man. Because if not, things and secondly, ndizobe ndibaliselwa ngabantu uba yo ubani bani wabethwa ngubani bani, yo ubani bani waface ubani bani. Uyabo, mina ngibambezeleka kulo mfana emva kwesikhafu, and I'm like, yo, I'm not going to do this thing. It only lasted for a week because I panicked, because I'm not sure even uguy and I were emncane and wayingisaba because we're both doing Standard 5. No, he was doing Standard 6. I was doing Standard 5. Yes, we're like a grade apart. So that's the dating that I had, and within a week we called it out. And you know, he normally would normally tease me back in the days and be like, hey, kakade, why did you get onto it? Because I really didn't have a substantiate. I think even my reason for dating were really wrong. So I think it depended, we're right. But I did have a boyfriend when I was doing Standard 5. That was like in 2003. I'm not quite sure, somewhere. Hello dear, I want to ask you this question. Yes, you did. How do you conquer the issue of self-doubt, more especially when I'm communicating in English? I suffer with anxiety when I have to do depression. Guys, this is a very serious question, because this person who posed the question is a professional social worker, right? And she once asked me this question, and I think one was on Facebook, if I remember very well. And I said, because WhatsApp number I am, so that because WhatsApp you can even send my audios. I'm not sure how we did it, but I remember we actually even went as far as a call to talk about it. So, and it has good team, she's good in writing English and everything, but presenting in English, or she's like, yo, I can't, I never see how do you deal with that? English can make you to doubt yourself. I think because English is a standard of how smart you are. Abantwana abathethe English. That's why abantwana abazali bethu would take abantwana babasesikoleni zabelungu, because more than wanting them to get the best education, but they wanted them to know the English, because the English thina siyenze yayi language ekalayo ukuthi how smart you are, which was wrong, which was definitely 100% wrong. I don't know what is so stereotype or what is wrong, but what I can say is that number one, it's good that you've identified that. Number two, I think one of the things that you can do is to actually sit down with yourself and be like, why Ndisaba? Why English Elisa? Why given a low self-esteem when I have to speak English? Is it because the feeling that English is broken? Or is it because in the feeling that I didn't go to the best schools? If that's the case, I can also say, do a presentation, like listen to you can download this and talk about YouTube, how to be a best presenter in English, how to pace yourself. I do that sometimes, but they're not based in English, but speed to a point that most people would be saying that you'll be like, I am nervous. That's the reason. So you can get some videos that guide you. How do you make sure that you pace yourself? How do you make sure that when you speak ngendlela that you are able to be clear and to be precise into what you want to say. Number one. Number two, also another thing that you can do, you can actually drill down is it something instilled in your mind? Yeah, but sometimes in this talk, especially when we are growing up, they catch us when sibadala, yabo, ube like, yo, let's say, woke wateta English, and someone's like, you are English, and then utangalonto zangi affecting dollar. That response is still triggered. So if we analyze it, even in that element as well, get uncedo in terms of getting someone that you can talk to, especially like abantu are trained towards as boosting your low self-esteem, your confidence. But also another thing you can do is to do take a camera, and then start speaking. If the topic of because you are a social worker, you see antisocial behaviors and all of that, and you want to talk about that, addresses in English. Listen to more English episodes than in isiZulu but I know it's a Zulu lady more than a Zulu episodes. Listen to more English episodes. Try we incorporate English. Try we incorporate English and do speak English from time to time, even if we tell abantwana bakho, it helps ukuthi umzimba abe geared up to speak English even in front of people. I hope uzasizakala ngalento endikuthina, but I still do make a follow up on you. But I'm just, if you guys who knows what's best, please do share down below so that because baninzi abanye abantu come with that, they may be suffering from this as well. Lena, it's a hi sis. Why do people get attacked by demons? Abantu abanjani aba-attackwa ngamademon? Iphinda nangeSuthu. Is it weak people? Is it people abanezona eziningi? Like why? Why abantu belanduka? Why abantu be-attackwa? I-attack, babes, I can say. Oh, this is very heavy, but I can say from my side, Uti, the devil targets his people, and it definitely is going to be able to. We are quasi after ebatargetila bantu. We are quasi uguba attacker. Number one. Number two, it does happen to the environment that you are within. Kunama altars are corner. And then leyondo yenzeke ukuthi uSathana atake most often because you are in the ground, when you are in the territory whereby there's many altars to the enemy. Also, another thing is that kuyenzeka ukuthi abazali bethu, they entered certain covenants that now we do not know, while sebancane, that uSathana does have uphawu lwethu. End up attackeka because konama covenants angenwayo now when you are still young that you are not aware of. So in a way, you do have a symbol, yesita, and Satan will still come back and forth and be like, I own you, because you guys did rituals that were actually declaring, you were saying you belong to me. But I can definitely say it's not weak people. It's not people they're not attacked by the devil, but it might be you in a territory whereby there's many altars. It might happen that there are certain covenants that were done at home. It might also be the even sometimes the carelessness of the lifestyle that we do. Here was what attractor amademoni. Abantu ba end up be-attacked kanye beba-demon possessed. Abanye bakwazi ukufumana amademoni via friends. Uyabona into yokushare even nengubo and like your dresses, nishare impahla nomuntu ongamazi, okanye even if you know the person, and the person already nayo nemimoya. Also inxiba leyo mpahla nawe ube nemimoya. Nokuzulazula nje uhamba ucocobula lemizini yabantu unga-attackwa ngamademoni kanti uza kuma-territories wabo. I think I've answered that to the best of my ability. Okay, I think I went back a little bit.